So Carlos Adamz fought really, really well for a guy who hadn't fought in what, a year? Fought really, really well, you know. It was a great fight, but you have to imagine that if Ammo would have encountered an even more active Carlos Adamz, who would have been sharper, even sharper the night of, Ammo fuck around would have got knocked out. Yeah, because he got dropped in the first round. He got dropped in what, the second round off a counter backhand. So just imagine if Carlos hadn't been coming off the couch, he hadn't been off a year layoff, he hadn't had to postpone. Just imagine if he had been fighting that whole time, Carlos probably would have knocked him out. What it do? Real talk. What it do? Micael, que lo que mi niño. Yo soy yo. Que lo que mi niño. Yeah, man. Just imagine if Carlos had been fighting. That would have been crazy. Now, what he's talking about is going to 168. The reason is obvious. There's nothing to do at 160. The most that you could do at 160 is wait for the 154s to move up, and that's not going to happen right away. They all eventually are going to end up there, but that's not going to happen like in a few months, You'll probably start to see those guys move up at the beginning of next year, maybe at the end of this one or the beginning of the next one. So if you're Carlos, well, what the fuck am I going to sit around here for? There's no money in a Lara fight. He doesn't want to fight Lara because they're friends. But even if they weren't friends, there's no money in that fight. Unification match that it might be, that one would not move nothing. That wouldn't move the needle. Then Yanni Beck, not that that's a big money fight because it isn't, but even if you wanted to fight that dude or whatever's whatever, that dude can't fight till December. He can't fight. So what are you gonna do? Wait around for him? Now you could do a little title defense if somebody's willing to throw some money at you. Yeah, you could do a little title defense or whatever. But really, what are you going to do? Sit around satisfying mandatories? I don't even know who's number one with the WBC right now. I don't even know who's number one. But it's likely not anybody worth any fucking money. So when he talks about going to 168, it's obvious why. There's nothing to do at 160. His chances at 168, you could give him reasonable odds to do something, something. Because Jaime Munguia is up there, and he used to fight at 154. Armando Resendiz is up there. He used to fight at 160. Hamza Shiraz is up there. He used to fight at 160. So that Carlos moving up there is not the craziest thing in the world. He could probably win some fights. There were other fights that I'm like, I don't really know. But yeah, there's some guys up there that he could beat. There's some guys. So there's that. Round one, what it do? Jack, what it do? So yeah, I completely understand. It's about time that he move up there, and if he moves up there, it facilitates what I've been saying, that people are always talking about how 154 is the deepest division, it's the best division. When to me, no, it's 168 by a mile. It's 168. What you have at 154 are a lot of peacocks. Yeah, because you got Xander and Virgil and Sebastian and Boots, right? That's really it. Like, that's really, when people talk about it, well, that's really what you're talking about because of those 4 or 5 guys. But how many of them are actually fighting each other? How many of them? Whereas at 168, bro, you got Mobili, you got Shiraz, you got Sajo, you got Martinez, you got Munguia, you got Resendiz, you got fucking Melakuziev, you got Canelo, you got fucking that Cuban guy, Iglesias. Like, it's more people in that division that I can think of that they're good fighters. They're all solid fighters. To me, that's a deeper division by and large. What it do, my man Georgie? Shout out to my man Georgie. Canelo Alvarez versus Tommy Hearns at 154. At 154, I might lean towards Tommy. At that weight, I might lean towards Tommy. At 160, for me, it becomes a little bit more even. But at 168, at 154, Tommy would have been a more experienced fighter at 154 than Canelo was. Remember, Canelo only won one title in that division. He did fight a lot of good fighters there. He fought Mayweather there, Lara there, Liam Smith there, Kirkland there. But at that weight, I might lean towards Tommy Hearns at that weight, because at that weight, he was a more experienced fighter. And at that weight, Canelo was more of a counterpuncher. He would like to hang back and set up the counters. Against Tommy, that's not really a good idea, because Tommy would be the taller, longer fighter. If you try to hang back, that's just making it easier for him to get full extension on the arm and touch you with the jab, touch you with the backhand. To beat Tommy, he would have to do what Marvin did, which I think at 160 and definitely at 168. I think at 160, Canelo would fight the right fight, but at 154, I'm not convinced that he would be experienced enough to do that. You know, that you're going to try to work off of his aggression and work off the counter, and he'll pick you apart from the outside because he's taller. We all know that he can punch. Tommy could punch. At 160, however, it's different. At 160, if he fights the way that he fought Golovkin in the second fight, if he fights him the way that he fought him, or the way that he fought Jacobs, slipping and closing the distance and playing the guy close to the chest, that's how you got to beat Tommy. That's how Marvin beat Tommy. That's how Canelo theoretically. I would give Canelo better odds to win a fight like that at 160 than 154. Shout out to Yo Soy Yo. Before Canelo, 168 was never unified. That's not true. He was unified at middleweight. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Ellos no querían pelear. Uno al otro no querían pelear. You're right. Porque mira, you had Zurdo with the WBO. You had Zurdo with the WBO, David Benavidez with the WBC, James DeGale with the IBF, James DeGale with the IBF. And who had the WBA? George Groves. George Groves had the WBA. Then it turns into Jose Uzcategui gets the IBF. Yeah, Jose Uzcategui gets the IBF. Callum Smith gets the WBA. Zurdo moves up, drops the WBO. Billy Joe Saunders picks it up. David Benavidez is here through all of this, by the way. He still has the WBC. Loses it, gets it back. You know? It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. None of them wanted to do anything. None of them wanted to unify with each other. None of them. What weight is likelier to produce an undisputed champion? Let me think. Maybe 147. Maybe 147, because if Devin really is about to fight Rolly, if he is, and they're really doing that, okay, that's a unification match. That's for 2 titles. Then the winner of that fight, which I think would be Devin, then he would move into the Ryan Garcia rematch, which would be for 3 titles. And then after that, all they would have to do is fight Lewis Crocker if Lewis stays IBF champion, which would be relatively easy. Lewis would want to fight like that. Lewis would want to fight one of those big names, because right now he's the odd man out. Like, yeah, you got a belt, but don't nobody give a fuck. So the likeliest division to produce an undisputed champion in the next 12 months would have to be the welterweight division. More than other divisions, the welterweight division, because they're already taking steps to make a unification match. If you were Bivol, would you take on Benavidez in light heavyweight or cruiserweight? If I had to choose, it would be at light heavyweight. If I had to choose, because he's going to be weakened. If you got a guy running around, he walks around 2 and change, he's about to fight at cruiser, then he's talking that light heavyweight shit. Yeah, come on, motherfucker. Come on. That ain't going to be easy for you. That's going to be the Zurdo fight all over again. I don't think the victory hinges on what weight it happens. But if you're saying that he has a choice, that he can choose where it happens, oh yeah, light heavyweight. You talking that shit? Come get it. Come get some. There go my man Nissan with the Eson. What it do? Put the link out here. My man Eson, click the link, bro. So yeah, we got Keith Thurman. That card is so dog shit, bro. The only thing that made it appealing for me was the Richard Torres fight. Because you had Torres versus Sanchez, and then you got the main event. But now that shit is straight up ass, bro. Like, I'm hoping I could get the sneaky link, the sneaky feed, because I really don't want to pay to see that bullshit. Like, that shit is ass. Like, straight up. That card is culo. What it do, round one?
What up, man? Hey, you know what? He should move up and fight Lester Martinez, man.
You talking about Carlos?
Yeah, if you think about moving up, because I
Pero
mean,
pa qué?
I mean, if he is thinking about it, because there's some good matchups for him up there too.
Manín, tú lo que estás diciendo son fantasías. Nobody moves up de que to be fighting Lester Martinez. Si él se mueve para arriba, la pelea that I would go after if I'm him, and I'm not saying, yo no estoy diciendo que yo no lo quiero, ve. I'm saying that, you know, que they don't move like that, bro. Eso son fantasías. De que, yeah, I'm going to move up and I'm going to go fight Lester for the interim. The fuck you going to do that for? You might as well. Then why let's see who he should go after. The winner of Munguia Resendiz. That's who he should go after. Resendiz came from middleweight, like you. Munguia, he came from 154, 160, 168, like you. Both of them have a bigger name than Lester Martinez. If you're going up there y tú estás buscando a alguien, si no es Canelo, it should be the winner of that fight. Lester, I like Lester. He's a good fighter, but that's not a guy that people want to fight. What do you get out of fighting him? An interim title? The fuck you gonna?
Yeah, no, that nigga, he a hot potato right now.
Yeah, hot potato. Like, what am I going to do that for? Like, of course I would want to see it, but I'm saying that that's not likely to happen, bro. Carlos is just gonna go y pelear con ese tipo, ¿pa qué? To get
Wait,
what?
So Munguia and Resendez, is that finalized? That's the done deal already?
Yeah, that's done, bro. That's done for the BA. That's for the Benavidez Zurdo undercard. It's made already. Yeah, that shit is made already, bro.
Yo, that's kind of, I can't wait for that card now, man.
Yeah, that shit is made already. Like, and you know, like, aside from Canelo, yo creo que Munguia va a ganar esa pelea. I think he's gonna win that fight. And, you know, aside from Canelo, Munguia would instantly become the guy that everybody wants to go after for obvious reasons, because they want to pander to the Mexican-American fans. So, you know, everybody's going to want him. Iglesias is going to want him. Fucking Martinez is going to... Everybody's going to fucking want him. If he becomes...
Benavidez is going to start calling him out.
Fuck around, right? Fuck around, right? Yeah, because you don't know. Because they don't understand.
I don't know if I'm so easy, and all I bring is 20 to the bounce of the fight.
What does he want to fight me? I could make 168. I gotta cut my leg off, but I can make it. And Canelo doesn't want to fight me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, when you said he cuts 55 pounds, bro, I'm like, yeah, I can tell, bro. Like, I'm 210 weight. You're fucking flabbier than I am.
Eso se sabe porque tú lo ves. You see him when he's walking around, and this guy's not 200 even. Te lo voy a decir. 200 even when you're skinny fat. 200 even on a 6'2", 6'3" frame, you won't see it. Not 200 even. No.
Hell no. You literally have upper abs. You might have lower body flab, but you at least have upper abs.
This guy's walking around. If I had to put the number, what does David Benavidez weigh in when he's walking around and he's not fighting? I would put him in between 220 and 230. 220 and 230, yeah. Easily. The guy's 6'3". That's not a 6'3" is not a small frame. 200 even on 6'3", you won't even fucking see it, bro. Even if the guy's skinny fat. This guy's 220 something, 230. So when you say 250, yeah, that makes sense. That's that you got to cut 50. Yeah, that's what I thought. You got to cut 50 pounds to get down to 75, bro. You got to, he's not going to do that shit. After the Zurdo fight, lo que él va a hacer, he's going to call out the guys at 75 to meet him at cruiser. And that's kind of why I think that he may not fight again this year, that this will be the only fight that he has? Because, okay, si tú estás esperando a Bivol or Better Beef, ellos tienen cosas que ellos van a hacer en el 175. They're not moving up this year. Este tipo va a pelear con Eifert. Después de Eifert, he's going to go fucking fight Better Beef for the third time. Bruh, the year is booked. So tú te vas a quedarte allá arriba, solito, with nothing to do, because you're not going to fight Jai. Tú eres pendejo. You're not going to fight fucking Jai. No, because I don't understand. Because Jai, he doesn't really sell. And I don't really have experience. And I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, get the fuck. And that's why I keep saying that you can't use Bivol or Better Beef as a reason to not fight Jai when you're not about to fight either of them. You're not about to fight either of those guys. Vamos a ver, después de mayo, if you really keep your word and go back to 175. Because if you do, the guy who's available to you upon arrival will be Better Beef. That's who will, because él no está haciendo nada. Ahora Bivol va a pelear con Eifert. So if he fights Eifert in May on the undercard of Usyk and Verhoeven, right? Okay, so he's going to be out for a few months. That would open the door for you to theoretically fight Better Beef, vamos a decir en agosto o septiembre. Y yo sé que you're not doing that, bro. You're not gonna do that. Like, you're not.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fair. Like, you're not doing that. I don't know. Fuck out of here, bro. And
that's
motherfuckers,
crazy though. Because
motherfuckers eat that shit up, bro.
It's crazy because it's like he's been at 75 within 3 fights, and is neither Bivol or Better Beef, you know, and he's moving up. So I'm like, man, he just had a little touch me up fights at 175. Didn't even fight the best of the best, and now he's moving up and shit.
No,
so
pero ¿por qué lo dice en la entrevista? Porque él dice, no, porque yo quiero pelear con Bivol. Yeah, bro. Yeah, if you really wanted Bivol, you wouldn't be in such a hurry to leave, bro. Straight up, bro. Y'all, like y'all put the okie doke on everybody. Y'all went to the WBC and they helped y'all bitch ass because they wasn't even next in the rotation. The IBF mandatory was always the one that was due first. You go to them, they order the fight sabiendo que este tipo está ocupado. Si no está ocupado with the trilogy, está ocupado con Eifert. Si no está ocupado con Eifert, it's the fucking back surgery. Y'all knew exactly what y'all was doing. So y'all could go, oh, Bivol's ducking me, and I don't understand, and he doesn't want to fight me, and he's taking a tune-up fight. Bro, let's get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, because that's the first thing the Benavidez homo cockriders always say, like, well, you know, Bivol had the opportunity, and he gave up his title instead of fighting. Like, bro, suck a fucking cock, bro. You know exactly what that angling was, bro.
Exactly, bro. Like, everybody's acting fucking dumb, and they eat it up. Aparte de eso, is because they're so desperate para una estrella. Ellos quieren una estrella. Que, oh, no, que David, que, mira este pendejo. He's so fucking tough, bro. He's tough. Oh, my God. Look at his titties. Get out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Look at his titties, bro. Oh, my God. Fucking crazy, bro. He's going to kill everybody, bro.
I can't stand that motherfucker, bro.
Hey, but, like, even Callum Smith, bro, look, in his third fight, who did he face? He got his ass beat too by Better Beef, but I mean, he faced Better Beef.
No, pero you're right. You're right que cuando tú quieres la pelea, que cuando tú quieres el título, that's what happens. It didn't take Callum a millennium. It did nah, he fought Better Beef, 2-3 fights into his light heavyweight campaign, pero él no se fue. No, he didn't leave. Like, no, I'm not going to go to cruiserweight now. Bivol's still over here. Let me see if I could get him. Not like this fucking guy. You had 3 fights, one of which was with a super middleweight. Let's keep it real, bro. You fought David Morrell at light heavyweight.
And that was the only nigga that wasn't someone's leftovers.
¿Verdad? Eso no cuenta. Like, well, what did David Morrell do at light heavyweight? Look like shit with Imam Opetaia? What the fuck did he do? What, look like shit with Alalshikh? What did he do? And then
the irritating part is he wasn't, like, he was technically a top 10 contender, but it's like, for doing what?
But mira, para mí, no. Para mí, no. You were barely, to me, and we could go by the ranks. We could go by what's on paper, but we know that the ranks are manipulated. It's bullshit. What the fuck did David Morrell do to be ranked as a top 10 or even a top 15 at light heavyweight? You look like dog shit with Alalshikh. You lost to Benavidez and you won against Katayev. What did you do, bro? And we supposed to go crazy that you beat that guy. Y más malo que you didn't beat the shit out of that guy. No, you didn't beat the shit. You won. You won. Yo, in that fight, one guy got knocked down and won him.
No, one guy walked away looking way worse than the other, and it sure as fuck wasn't Morrell.
You know what I'm saying? That, you know, I don't even like Cuban fighters. One guy got knocked down, it wasn't him. That was you, monster. So we'll see. La otra vaina es que, mira, the Zurdo fight, I'm going with David Benavidez because of the hand speed. I'm really wrestling with that pick. I really am, because I'm looking at Zurdo. Zurdo no es pendejo. Like, nah, espérese un momento. Zurdo's never been knocked down, let alone, you know, like, no, that ese tipo no es pendejo. Like, he ain't never been knocked down. You know that, right? Not at 68, not at 75, not at cruiserweight. He got more time in than you do at cruiserweight. He fought champions. He's used to fighting guys his size or bigger. This is all new to you. And el estilo that he did change. Like, yeah, he used to be a pressure guy like you. Now he gets on his toes. He boxes. He counters. He doing all the fly shit. He catching, countering, slipping, rolling. He doing all the fly shit. I wouldn't be surprised if David loses, but I'm going with David. I wouldn't be surprised, though. And if David loses, yeah, there goes the neighborhood. Se acabó. Like, yeah, you can't be losing a Zurdo.
On the two-way, I think I'm going to take Zurdo in that fight, because Zurdo showed that, yes, he does have the ability to be an elite fighter and change up his style, box, and get on the good foot. But he still got that dog in him to fight in the pocket, to throw hands. And Benavidez throws a lot of arm punches. You know, like, he keeps his elbows low. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zurdo might catch him with some shit. I think I'm going to go Zurdo in that fight.
It kind of like tenuously, when I look at it, it's like a bigger version of the fight we just saw con Navarrete y Núñez. It kind of feels that way. Or Navarrete con Valdez. It kind of feels that way. They're like, yeah, like you know, yeah, motherfucker lost some fights.
Like Zurdo finna get up and get one.
That's what I'm saying. Zurdo no es pendejo. Like, yeah, Bivol beat him. Bivol beat him. You're not Bivol. Tu pelea como Bivol. No. So, yeah, Bivol beat Zurdo. You're not Bivol. Si tú quieres tirar, and you know what David's going to do, like, by now, bro. Everybody knows how David is going to go about fighting that fight. Everybody knows.
He's going to shine his knob.
And Zurdo can do that, just like you said. If y'all in the pocket and y'all throwing, he ain't no bitch. He ain't never been no bitch. He could fight there. He could box you or he could fight there. We'll see. You know, it's just, I'm doubling down on Benavidez for two reasons. I don't want to pick against him out of hate. I don't want to do that because, you know, I don't like the motherfucker. But also, he is quick. Now, the reason I could be wrong, irrespective of liking him and not liking him, is how are you going to carry that weight? You never had to fight that heavy before. What is that going to do to your gas tank, too? You're going to walk in there, too, and change and fight. We know Zurdo could do that. We seen him do it. That's what he been doing. But how are you going to do that? We got to see. And Zurdo is
but picking Benavidez for you is a win-win, bro. Like, either Benavidez wins and you're right, or Benavidez loses and you're fucking. It's a win-win.
And I fucking jerk off for like every day for a week if he loses, bro. Fucking jerk off. Like, it's fucking incredible, bro. It's gonna be like fucking. It's gonna be nuts, bro. And we'll see. You know, we'll see. But it's just when I think about that fight, everybody treats it like it's a foregone conclusion that David will win. When if you look at Zurdo, you know. He's not a bitch. Yeah, Bivol beat him. That's the only guy. Bivol beat him. David don't fight nothing like Bivol. So we gonna see. That's a good looking card, not for nothing though. That is a good looking card.
Yeah, but remember, Benavidez stopped yard, way.
Bueno. Gran cosa. Gran cosa. He stopped oh my God, because Kovalev didn't do that, right? You know what I mean? Because Beterbiev didn't do that. So we got Carlos. No, matter of fact, we got Fundora Thurman this weekend. And what is a dog shit. That card already was not strong. Like, it wasn't really all that already. But you at least had Richard Torres and Frankie Sanchez. Now you don't even have that. And di que 75 pesos, manín. Yo, somebody.
Wait, what happened to the fight? Torres and said who pulled out?
El mamagüevo de Frankie Sanchez.
Oh.
He withdrew. He got hurt. and now they're gonna reschedule it. El
I was
mamagüevo
looking
ese.
forward to that fight. That's
You
a
know what
good
the
fight.
Looking
injury
forward to
was,
that
like
fight
towards
too.
labia or something?
I think he fucking hurt his arm or some old man bullshit. But it's like, yo, why y'all dudes over there? Why y'all dudes over there? Algo siempre pasa. You know, when Adamz had to fight Ammo, oh, I got sick, my dick hurt. Oh, Frankie, oh, my ass hurt. I gotta go. I gotta scratch my ass. So it's some bullshit. Yeah, I think Torres gonna get him anyway. But it's like, yo, that card is. I really don't want to pay for that card, bro. I really don't. Like, nah, that shit is straight up doo-doo. You got
No, because
you
I completely forgot that they were doing that Thurman and Fundora fight. My
my
homeboy
God,
was a
that's
casual
Saturday,
reminded
bro.
me, and I was like, "That I forgot that
My
shit's
God,
real."
that's fucking Saturday. Like Saturday is two cards. It's Helma Franklin on DAZN, and then that'll be the lead-in for the Fundora versus Thurman card. But it's like, yo, that card is ass, bro. Like, yeah, that shit is straight up dog shit.
For
The
reals, I
fuck?
might just Captain Hook that bitch. Fuck paying that
Yo,
shit.
I'm saying, like, I don't like, come on, like, that's ridiculous, bro. Thurman, we paying for Thurman and Fundora? Nah, come on, bro. Come on. I
Why is
already
Thurman
paid.
always on a pay-per-view? Like he's
I
like a
don't
star or
know.
something.
Motherfuckers don't even like the wildest shit about that is people don't even like Thurman. Why would you charge extra to see him? People don't even like him, bro. On top of him being inactive, the ones who know him, they don't like him. I don't understand. And Sebastian, that dude ain't pay-per-view, man. Why y'all keep doing that? Y'all been doing that since like last year or whatever, putting this dude on pay-per-view. Fuck is up, man. $75 for Fundora.
Well, they do that shit. They put them on pay per view to create the illusion of exclusivity when they're not there yet.
The fucking illusion that this guy's a box
I
office
mean,
star.
we've seen PBC put that Barrios versus Thurman fight as a pay-per-view, bro. That shit's
Yeah, but
ass.
at least when they did that, not to make it sound better, because that still was stupid. Nobody bought that shit. But they at least had a network en eso tiempo. Tú no tienes nada ahora, manín. Top Rank, ya se ve. Top Rank, ellos también. They already got at least one broadcast partner. They just need another, and they in the clear. Golden Boy, todo el mundo felice. PBC, they want $75 for Thurman Fundora, bro. That
Wait. So did the zone give Golden Boy a contract after?
Yo, my guy, you didn't know that?
I don't fuck with Golden Boy. What makes you think I'm following their news?
Yeah, they got an extension, but it is different from what it was before, where before it was exclusive. It was exclusive before that. No, only Golden Boy fights can happen on DAZN. Now it's non-exclusive, and yeah, they have an extension. So they have the wiggle room to theoretically go somewhere else, pero para mí, I don't know where they would go. I don't know where they would go. ¿Quién le quiere darle
Is it like
dinero a
that fight to
Golden
fight
Boy?
basis shit?
Yo, you gotta lower your voice, bro. What the fuck happened to your mic? Your shit didn't even sound like that before.
My bad. I pushed on my headset. I'm still at work.
But I don't know who else would give them money. Like, who the fuck would give? I could see Top Rank getting a budget from somebody, but who the fuck would give Golden Boy another budget? Like, who, bro? I don't know. I don't know. Josecito, ¿qué es lo que es mi niño? El José llegó.
Tranquilito.
Mr. T said, if Zurdo beats Empanada Yeti, Real Talk will never leave our boy Jimmy Soft Stroke, aka Mirage, alone.
He said empanada, Jerry.
Real Talk.
Never, bro. Never. You'll be my bitch.
José, ¿cómo tú ves esa pelea? De
Zurdo.
Zurdo y David. ¿Cómo tú ves esa pelea?
Uf, la batalla de las tortas, I would call it. I mean, for now, I still have Zurdo.
¿Tú tienes Zurdo?
Yeah.
El
The thing about Benavidez is like he won't have any leverages against Zurdo because he's usually the taller guy with more leverage.
That's
And the
true.
thing about Benavidez is it's not about countering Benavidez or pushing back. The thing you have to punch with him. And
Yeah.
the thing about what we see with the Morrell fight that he couldn't put a dent into him, or Yabostik fight or whatever his name is, he couldn't put a dent on none of these guys. And as far as we know, he's not as fat as Bivol or as tricky as Bivol, which that's the only fighter visibly that we saw that giving a lot of problems to Zurdo. I don't know. Benavidez in this weight class, I think he can gonna buy more than he can shoot. If he wins, I'm gonna be hella impressed. But you know, I just don't see it.
I'm picking him just the reason I'm picking him is he's a big boy, he's a pressure guy, and Zurdo has a penchant for fighting in the pocket. So he'll respond and they'll punch with each other. And I think David is a little quicker to the draw. But the reason I'm struggling to pick him is son estupideces. Like what you saw we did with Anthony Yardy. Mira, esa vaina. That shit might not work with Zurdo. You know that, right? Yeah, that worked with Anthony Yard, bro. With him. That worked with him.
Yeah, but think about it, way like if you're quicker to the draw, but you throw in a 22 and I got a 45, I think I'm gonna fuck you up.
The reason it gets dicey is because Zurdo's not a one-hitter quitter guy. You know, he beat the shit out of that Brit out of CBS. He beat the fuck out of him, but he didn't knock him down and he didn't stop him. Now the caveat is, well, Chris is a cruiserweight. He's like that's it. He's a cruiserweight. He never been nowhere else. David is a fat, lazy. You really a cruiserweight too, high key. But you're not really used to fighting guys your size. You're not. You're just not. Shout out to Virtuoso. Tickets for Fundora versus Thurman aren't moving, and the nosebleeds are sectioned off. Shout out to Big O.GTV XPC7 M35. If I was DAZN, I'd rather give PBC a contract than Golden Boy. PBC has a deeper roster. That's actually true when you think about it. That's actually as crazy as that sounds. That's actually true.
Because what does Oscar have? What, like 30 fucking fighters in his roster?
Ponlo tú. El mamagüevo de Gervonta. You could do his fights now on DAZN. They would still be pay-per-views porque eso es lo que le gusta, ¿no es verdad? Eso es lo que le gusta. You could still do Gervonta's homosexual fights as pay-per-views, and you could bring him to the platform, which would be, big for them. They got the Empanada Yeti. They got David Benavidez. También misma vaina. Pero también they got Gary Antoine Russell that has the BA. They got Brandon Figueroa that has the BA. Ellos tienen los otros pendejos que no sirve como Frank Martin. Who else they got? They got Frank Martin. They have Gary.
They still got Errol Spence?
Lara.
Errol doesn't have Errol Spence. Right.
Lara.
Damn.
They got Lara. No, pero de verdad, esos son campeones. Tienen a Carlos, tienen a Lara, tienen a Gary. Rolly Romero. Right?
Come on.
No, pero if you really thought about it, as much as we trash PBC, they do have a deeper stable than Golden Boy. They actually do.
Con PBC, que right now I don't really see that promotional company. I think they just like they're like that little agency that you hire people to work on your shit. Like those little staff agencies.
They're a middleman, bro. Lo que ellos son ahora is a middleman, porque no es misterio where the money for Benavidez Zurdo is coming from. You could say it's a co-promotion all you want. We know where that money's coming from, and it's not coming from fucking Al Heyman. La vaina con Vamos a ver lo que pasa con Devin and Rolly, because I don't know. It looks like that's going to be a PBC show. That's what, unless, okay, Turkey puts the money up. I'm still like, yo, if it's just PBC doing this, it's just them, con lo poquito que ellos tienen, I would be surprised if that fight happens. If it's just them paying for it. Because, Devin, they're not going to guarantee you a lot. You know that, right? They don't got a lot to guarantee you, bro. You're not gonna go over there and they guarantee you they can. Okay, here's $5 million. Yeah, they don't have that, bro. They don't have that.
You mean to tell me the 3 fight, the $20 million, whatever, for what's his name, for Devin Haney, according to what was the guy who fought last?
36 million.
Brim's guy. What's his name?
Once he said Brim's guy, he talking about Brian Gordon.
Yeah. Brim's guy.
That's Brim's guy, bro.
Yo no lo conozco por él.
Manín, tú no viste como que él se enfojonó la última vez que él estaba aquí. I'm fucking tired of that shit. You motherfuckers keep playing the game. He got fucking mad, bro. I think it was because of Real Talk. Real Talk, man.
No, because he's over there talking about how he had a highlighter and he had the IBF log screen. I was like, bro,
Ese tipo que cuando eso, like 2 years ago, yo, that dude was pulling all-nighters with the glasses, with the highlighter, with the flashlight on the IBF bylaws. Oh, mira lo que dice. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that dude
Swear
was
to God,
putting
bro.
in
Like a fucking accountant from the 70s and shit.
on some real shit. Yo, that dude was putting in work. He was reading the tax code and shit, all type of shit, bro. Like,
He had
was
the
going
board with
crazy.
the strings.
For real, he had a dry erase board and he was writing formulas on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
If I can get your attention to this board.
no, it's crazy. Like, who? No, pero
That nigga Brim was like Charlie Day right there trying to explain to us
No,
what
pero
his
lo que yo
wall.
quería decir era,
porque yo le dije, ¿quién hace todo eso? For fucking Brian Norman, bro. ¿Qué te pasa, manín? It's Brian Norman, bro. You know, so yeah, we're gonna talk shit, Brim. If you're listening, like, yeah, we're still gonna talk shit. Every so often. I'm gonna message Real Talk in the private chat to start talking about Brian Gore-Tex, so that you know, bro. So that you know.
Listen, man, I wouldn't. Oh man.
For
No,
real.
but the thing is, remember when he said like, they gave Devin Haney like a 3-fight deal for like $20 million or some shit. So that wasn't true.
Posiblemente, no. I remember that they said that, and that could potentially make Turkey the financier of the fight. Potentially, I say potentially because as far as these negotiations, Rolly is said to be the one that sent the offer. La oferta came from Rolly. He's the one that's what's out there. That yeah, Rolly's the one that made the offer. Now, when they say offer, I'm wondering, are you talking about a deal structure, or are you actually talking about money? That you're guaranteeing the money, the structure of the deal is coming from you, or is it just you asking for shit? You know, because if it's just you asking for shit, that's not an offer, bro.
Ahora yo voy a hacer
That's
una pregunta seria. ¿Tú te imaginas cómo se viera esa oferta de Rowley if he handwrote that shit?
in crayon, bro, with a big red crayon, bro.
I offer you $20 million.
Yo, he's got smiley faces. He's got like dicks on the side of the
The
notebook. And
Nirvana smiley face.
he's drawing like dicks and shit like that, and titties and shit on the side. That dude is a kid, B.
I really joined because I'm wondering, when was PBC stable considered deep? At least in the last 3-4 years.
Ray, not deep, but deeper than Golden Boys. Not deep, but deeper than theirs, certainly. They literally have more champions at this moment. They have about 5 or 6 champions to Golden Boys, what? 2 to 3, you know, with the girl, with Gabby. The only champions at Golden Boy are Zurdo, Ryan, and Gabby. That's it.
Oscar, but yeah, besides that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, Oscar Collazo. Let's call it 4. Now, if you did that same thing with PBC, okay, they got Brandon, they have Gary, they have Lara, they have Carlos, they have Rolly, they have and you know, that's just the champions. They got them beat in terms of champions 5-4. Then when you think about the auxiliary fighters, you know, the guys you would put on an undercard or whatever, they have Frank Martin, they have Mario Barrios, they have they don't really have a lot, because
I'm gonna be real. Look, I've heard of these people. Obviously, we all have, but
they got Fundora. Espera. They got Fundora, Ray.
I mean,
6.
listen, Jules. If you saying just random man, okay, they have a cameraman, they have a
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you just saying names.
No.
Like,
Seriously. I say names because you can't tell me the only guy that they have that is top billing at Golden Boy.
They got the Charlos.
Stop playing, bro. The only guy they got this top billing is Ryan. That's the only guy they got this top billing. The PBC has the guy that beat Ryan, Javante. Okay. Right? Now I'm not you really. Know that. No. Listen to me, Ray. I'm not saying I fuck with them, but it's like what the PBC is doing on Amazon. If you thought about it, what they're doing on Amazon, they could easily do the same thing on DAZN. Easily. And it would still expand their catalog. Forget about, oh, well, y'all got Ryan. We got the guy that beat Ryan. Oh, we got Benavidez. We got Javante. We got Benavidez. We got Gary Russell. We got Brandon Figueroa. We got Sebastian Fundora. We got shit, man. They don't really got shit, but it's more than Golden Boy has.
I don't know. You saying you got the guy that beat Ryan, but like that guy that beat Ryan still can't sell.
No, he can't sell, but on the optics, Ray, optics. If you can get that much of your boxing, Ignacio, fix your fucking mic, bro. If you can get that much boxing from one place, that's still good optics for DAZN. If you could finally, and look, that would be acquiescence of defeat. If PBC, you know, Top Rank, I'm glad that Top Rank is on DAZN. I'm glad, I'm happy about it. But yeah, look at what talking all that shit got y'all. Y'all are on DAZN. You're on the app. Y'all was talking shit over there. Y'all was among the people that was talking shit. Now, if PBC were to theoretically end up on DAZN, that's an even bigger power move. Like these are the brands that you trust. You know, like, yeah, these are all the different brands within the sport that are known, that are trusted. All the fighters that are known and are watched, we have them. So it would still be
Trust
a good
is a strong
look.
word.
Trust. Well, I mean, you're comparing it to Zuffa, bro. It's all about competing with Zuffa and shutting down Zuffa from their perspective. So if you have all the Matchroom in the Queensbury and you have some of the Top Rank, some of the PBC, some of the Golden Boy, yeah, you're bruh, you cooking. You cooking. What are they gonna have to compete with that? What is Zuffa gonna have that could compete with that?
They don't really
Ben?
have anything to compete with that right now, though. Like, I don't think it magically becomes like even. Well, it does become, I guess, slightly better if you were to sign PB. I don't even say PBC. Honestly, I'd rather you just sign all their fighters. As fucked up as that might seem to be saying.
Are y'all forgetting that they got Brandon?
Who?
We do have Brandon. The thing is, you could say what you would really say is TGB, because when you go to the portion of the box rec that shows the promoter of note for an event, Brody, it's usually Tom Brown. It doesn't say Al Heyman anymore. It says Tom Brown. It says either Tom Brown or Samson Lukowicz, but it doesn't really say Al Heyman or PBC when you go to the registered promoter of note for the shows that they're doing. Like, I'm pretty sure if you were to go to the box rec for Benavidez Zurdo, the part where it shows the event details, I'm pretty sure you're going to see Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, and Samson Lukowicz. I don't even think it's going to show Al Heyman's name in that shit. So you know, you're kind of on to something. They're like, yeah, it's not really. It says PBC, but all emotion is coming from other people. You know what I mean? Yes, it's coming from other people. Shout out to Mr. T. Put our retweets supervisor. Put Real Talk supervisor. Let me. I gotta put him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Honestly, I forgot that Sandoval was signed with with Golden Boy. I forgot he was what's it called? He's also a champion they have.
Bro, they don't
Small
promote
weights, though.
nobody. They don't promote nobody. Oh shit! Did I click the right shit? I didn't click the right shit. Hold on. Let me click the right shit. Got to keep an eye on
That
Real
shit's
Talk.
so fucking scary, bro.
Got to keep an eye on Real Talk because Delt's getting too.
Bro, I would work nonstop if that nigga was saying that, brother.
Listen, bro. Imagine if you doing squats and Diddy looking at you like that, bro, from the from the desk.
Why the fuck I gotta be doing squats, bro?
Why not, bro? Don't be scared.
Okay, then do deadlift then.
Yeah, do some deadlifts, bro. Diddy looking at you like that.
Romanian deadlifts.
For real, do some fucking Bulgarian split squats, bro. But yeah, like they do have a deeper stable, Ray. All jokes aside, that if you're talking about fighters that they would bring over that DAZN could use and work with, and not just make PBC fights, but fights in general, right? They do offer you more to work with. They actually do. You know, Brandon Figueroa, he's got the BA at featherweight, you know. Because Top Rank is over there. If you're DAZN, so we could see about, it probably wouldn't happen because they have the same trainer, but in their mind, can we do Figueroa versus Espinoza? Can we do that? Or can we do Figueroa versus Angelo Leo, or the winner of Leo versus Reece Salim? They would bring over more for your catalog than Golden Boy has. Golden Boy has just a lot of undercard guys, bro. You can't use a lot of those guys for a main event. Some of those PBC guys, you could use them. Gary Antoine Russell versus Jack Catterall. You know? Gary Antoine Russell versus Dalton Smith. No me gusta la pelea, pero estoy diciendo que en la mente de ellos, Dalton Smith, Gary Antoine Russell, unification match, 140.
Right? Yeah, I can see that.
They're bringing more for you to use.
Also,
the thing
I didn't know. Someone mentioned it in the comment section too, in the chat. I'm not the biggest fan of Top Rank on what's it called on DAZN. I'm a fan of them since it's like half of a deal, but I'm not like if this was like a full-time thing, I would not be happy about it in the slightest.
What is it? What is it about? What is it about the arrangement that you don't like? What is it about the arrangement?
No. What's it called? I said I'm fine with the arrangement because it's not really like they don't seem like a mainstay on DAZN. It seems like DAZN's like part of their schedule. It's not going to be the main part of their schedule.
Why
but
would
frankly,
you?
I don't.
But why would you not
why wouldn't
want
I
them
want
to
it?
be? Yeah, why would you not want them to be a mainstay on the platform?
Okay, well, one thing Top Rank has kind of decided to do when they were on ESPN was kind of lower the amount of pay-per-views by a lot.
Yeah.
So you didn't really get to see too many on DAZN because they want to justify. And I've heard you say it. I've heard some other people say it that this is meant to justify their $400 price tag shit, right? That just means you're gonna put a bunch of fights that would be regular Top Rank fights behind a pay-per-view wall, so I could pay $400. That doesn't really make any sense. It's kind of ridiculous. And I would rather those fights just be on another network for free.
That's a good point.
On top of that, actually, no, that's really the main thing. It's just that then you're gonna think about possibly raising the price again. You never know if they were to actually be there full time. And I just don't think that you want to have all of that on that network with a guy again in Turki Alalshikh who I frankly don't really trust at all, and I don't think has the rest of boxing's best interest at heart. I think it might just be Zuffa or whatever he's doing down there.
The counter argument to that is while Turkey does have a stake in DAZN, he's not the guy who controls it. So let's not overstate that. Yeah, he does have a stake in the company. That's true. But he's not the guy that controls everything. Two, it would be up to Top Rank. It's not like you tell Top Rank you're going to do this fight and it has to be a pay-per-view. No. Top Rank, it's still a decision that they have to look at and say, okay, we're going to do that. And within their own sphere, what fight would they make a pay-per-view, Ray? What fight? What, Navarrete versus fucking Charlie Suarez? $60? Get the fuck out of here, bro. They don't have right. I love the Top Rank stable.
I don't. Whoa. You're saying that. But I watched Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis on pay-per-view on DAZN.
And who did that fucking shit? Wasn't Top Rank.
Still though, like they're willing to make. Oh, look, you said it's their decision, right? Again, the fact that Top Rank is saying, well, we get to use their pay-per-view platform, and again, the idea of, well, we're going to make it's supposed to improve their pay-per-view sessions. Aside from the fights between promoters, those fights, even though I don't think some of those should be pay-per-view either, I could sort of understand.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to make regular fights between Top Rank guys pay-per-views.
I don't think that would be how it breaks down. It's cause for concern. It's a legitimate concern, but I don't think that would be how it breaks down. What I think it is any of those fights that would involve Top Rank versus Matchroom or Matchroom versus Golden Boy or Golden Boy versus Top Rank. I believe that those fights would be the ones that get turned into pay-per-views. Now, involving the Top Rank stable, there are not actually that many fights like that. You know what I mean? They're not that many. Like, okay, Top Rank has Abdullah Mason at 130 pounds, WBO champion. Who are you going to put him in a pay-per-view with? Who?
Off the top of my head, it has to be another 35 matchup.
I mean, because it would be, Ray. Like they're not just fucking shaking shit.
I would not be shocked if they try to force a Keyshawn Davis Abdullah Mason pay-per-view. And I
disagree with that. The only fight that I can think of tentatively that they would try it, but we're not even on the eve of that. The only fight that I can think of tentatively where they would put Abdullah Mason in a main event and tell me and you it's pay-per-view worthy is probably a Schofield fight. It's probably that one.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, Schofield is not yet WBA champion. He's supposed to be fighting Lucas Badi for the vacant title. That's what he's supposed to be doing. Gervonta's a champion in recess. So you'd be looking at that like, I don't know, if you were looking at it, end of the year or maybe the next one. But Abdullah Mason by himself, satisfying mandatories and fighting guys that Top Rank finds him, no, they're not going to bill that as a pay-per-view. Maybe the cross-promotional fights will be what's a pay-per-view, but I can't see them just looking at a top-ranked fight. Like, here's an example. Matchroom isn't doing that, and they're there. We're getting Callum Smith, David Morrell, no pay-per-view. You see? We got Raymond Murataya, Andy Cruz, no pay-per-view. You see? So I think that yes, they want to incentivize people to buy the stupid Ultimate Tier, but I don't think they're going to use that for in-house fights. You know, like Matchroom guy versus, like if it's a Matchroom show, like no, if it's a cross-promotional show, they might do that. And even then, I think they would have to use it sparingly. What I see they're doing, they picked up Usyk versus Verhoeven. You know what I mean? They got involved with Benavidez, Zurdo. They got involved with Garcia, Barrios. These are not pay-per-view worthy fights, by the way. I just gotta say that. Yeah, shit. Well, Benavidez, Zurdo is, but the other two, I love Usyk, but no, homeboy, no, that's fucking nuts. That's crazy. We got a pay-per-view to see you be Dancing Bear in the pyramids at Giza. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking nuts, bro. Shout out to motherfucking Undefeated. One like, and I'll send Ice the Real Talks job. Does anybody have one like? One like for him to send Ice the Real Talks job.
Drew, you got exposed on my page for being gay. Shut up.
That wasn't Drew. That was Undefeated, bro.
That's worse. You're gay too.
Yo, Real Talk sounds like he sounds like a communist commercial, man.
For real, he sounds like communist propaganda, bro. Sounds like he's
What
speaking
the
Russian.
fuck does that even mean?
Talk here around the table.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. But
We two got some waters in the gym and not lifting weights all day.
What you really have to evaluate is whether or not there is going to be a price hike, even though there already has been one. Whether or not there is going to be a price hike. No, whether or not there's going to be a price hike. They haven't said it yet. But whether or not there's going to be a price hike, and is the cost of a price hike more than a subscription to a different platform? You know, so if the subscription to a different platform runs you $12.99 versus DAZN charging you $5 extra on the subscription, it still comes out cheaper than subscribing to a different platform. And you know what? There probably is, in all actuality, there probably is going to be a price hike. I'm just saying that this motherfucker is going to come out being, this shit's going to come out being like $50.
Which is why I'm skeptical about the zone that get added in PBC. Like, yeah, it sounds good. Like, I hear they have a deep roster, yeah, but are they gonna be doing $80 pay-per-views like they are? No, I mean, yeah, it would solidify, their cornering of the American market. But I think PBC's pride is they're too prideful to go to the zone. It's not gonna happen.
You say that, and you got PBC guys going to Zuffa, bro.
Yeah, PBC guys, but that doesn't mean the entire entity is moving over. They're gonna say, yeah.
The other thing is, before I go smoke this cigarette, what PBC is doing, right, is not what Top Rank will be doing, is not what Top Rank has been doing. What PBC is doing is throwing any old dog shit on a plate and then putting it in the fucking microwave as a pay-per-view. Oh, you could do that on DAZN. You could. You're not getting any money from Amazon. You're not getting any money from them. For the shit you doing on Amazon, oh, come over here. You could do that over here. We might even give you some dates to do regular shows.
Even if, let me just say this before you go. Even if like the zone is building up, the portfolio of promotional outlets, isn't it funny that at the same time, right, Zuffa is building up their portfolio of networks? Yeah.
I mean, but and I really want to get Drew on here because I really want to talk shit to Drew. That he came on here 2 weeks ago. He's got the hardest fucking dick. No, because Mark Shapiro, because TKO Holdings, because the stock market, like he was fucking going crazy, and I'm like, Drew, bro, don't forget, it's boxing they're selling. You keep forgetting that it's boxing they're selling. Now you got a Sky Sports deal that's going to allow you to show your U.S. fights in the UK at 4 or 5 in the morning. Do you think that Chan, with her sexy face and titties, is going to be up at 4 or 5 in the morning for Mark Magsayo? Think about congratulations, you got a Sky Sports deal. You think that Boxing Beats and Rhymes is going to be up at 4 or 5 in the morning for the Sergey Boychuk fight? Brody, they're going to catch that on the rebound if they even catch that. then
this ring IQ must not be home, huh?
Right. Shut your ass. Why are you worried about that, bro?
Because I know she would have hit your ass with a frying pan.
Your mic is mad loud, B.
For real, it sounds like this motherfucker calling us from the 80s.
Fucking landline ass fucking mic.
Is the background noise there?
This motherfucker sound like he calling in from a phone booth. Like, you okay, Clark? Clark Kent?
I'm gonna fuck y'all up. That's what I'm gonna fuck y'all up.
He's talking about my public phone, man.
How do you get on a stream from a landline, bro? He's on a landline. He's on a rotary.
Nigga call it collect, bro, just to get the street yard.
Yo,
but think about it. They said they're getting 4 to 5 dates to do shows in the UK, and you ain't even got to be the sharpest fucking pencil, Brody. Who the fuck do y'all have to even if you even do 4 to 5 shows in the UK? How many shows in the UK is Frank doing? How many shows in the UK is Eddie doing? Right, more than you. 2, for your 4 to 5 shows, what are you gonna have Conor Benn fight 5 times? That's the only guy you got. For the UK? Yeah, what are you going to do? Fuck are you going to do? I'll be back after these commercial messages.
Plus,
I mean, I like the fact that DAZN is getting top rank. I mean, because of this too, because if ESPN would get top rank, would they be on that unlimited plan? You know, the $30 a month plan and shit. You know, I don't know if they would be under that plan or not. Even with the price hike, I mean, shit. I mean, the thing about Bob, he always throws those fight nights. He never really do pay-per-view. So his consistency on DAZN, giving us shows, that's good for me because, you know, me paying this much a month, it's like, yeah, man.
Because it's like it's better. It's better this way because like all fans wanted was to buy a single service where you have all these promotional outlets under one roof. Yeah. You know, that's not always the case, but like just the important ones, the big ones, you know, get them under a roof so that we don't have to pay another subscription fee for another service just to watch boxing.
Yeah. I mean, look, if PBC goes on DAZN, there you go. You know, look, Sean Skittle's probably gonna wet his whitey tighties and shit. You know, because it's like that's
but see, like to be fair, like the thing is, when we say we want one place for all these things, right? We don't think that it's not going to be the same price when they all go to one place. They're just going to compound the price. Now it's the same fucking bill. It's just going to one place.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Fucking PBC, yeah, they'll be throwing more pay-per-views over there. So it's like,
I think if they're gonna be there, man, they're gonna have to listen to some people to tell them like, yo, chill with that shit. Like,
hey, real quick, guys, is there a lot of background noise? Is it bad?
No, it's just like your mic. It's like a hot mic. Like it's a different audio quality that makes you sound loud.
Word. No, because y'all are on my headset. I'm still at work.
Now I'm hearing horses. Are you in the farm?
No, see, what you're hearing is hammers being nailed and shit.
Okay, you're doing construction.
You're at a construction job?
Yeah, I do pallet repair, so it's just nail guns and hammers out there.
Motherfucker gets to work, bro. What am I hearing, bro? Like, what the
First of all, bitch. I get off. First of all, fuck boy, I get off at 2:30. I get off in an hour and a half. I get my own table. I don't gotta fuck with nobody. You suck a dick.
Excellent, bro. You got 30 minutes, bro. Hammer some nails. The fuck you?
Not even. I got an hour and a half. I'm drag assing.
Yo, he's stressed, bro. It's been a long day.
Yeah, bro, fuck off. You realize I've only had 3 workouts to eat today?
Yo, take a smoke break. Real talk. For real.
Oh shit.
Chill.
Oh yeah, another.
Bro, we can't even smoke. It's all wood and shit.
Hey,
wow.
Bro,
that
bro,
sucks.
you be calling in from different, bro, from the gym, from
Damn,
the
real talk,
sauna,
relax,
from
man.
work.
Shit.
But yeah, what's it
Well,
called?
fuck
Yeah,
you, man.
another thing
I don't
too.
got a life.
What's it called? Don't you the PBC, right? Unless Al Heyman is like, I don't know, dead by now, do people really want him to go to another network? Like an actual other network? Like, have we not forgotten his track record of actually going to
Well,
networks?
I mean, no.
Mm.
Well, look, for the fans of the PBC, I guess, because if you look at it, the PBC since moving to Prime Video, they haven't been dropping like in any fight night card. They were
No,
just throwing nothing
because
but
they're not really
pay-per-views.
supporting them. But when they've
Yeah,
had a network that supported them,
they would.
that
Yeah, so
network
I'm
goes under.
thinking that it'd be different. Maybe we'll see a little more. We'll see more fight nights on the zone if they do be over there. But at the same time, because you're gonna be in one network, you got to work with these promotions. They ain't no more that across the street bullshit. You guys are in one building. Don't be giving that. Oh, I'm on the top floor. You got to meet me up here. Shit. They got to work together. If PBC does go over there, there's a lot of fights they can make. It sucks because most of them they could be pay-per-view. Especially some of these fighters who have belts and shit, unifying and shit like that. But the thing is, if they do go to the zone, like I like Top Rank going there too because they're gonna be consistent on their fight night cards. We'll see more fight night cards with fucking PBC because right now they ain't getting no money. They're using up all of rest of Floyd's money, to make these fights and trying to, do shit like that. And then at the end too, the network deals with Prime, it wasn't even a deal. It's like just a distribution deal shit. So if they do go to the zone, it'd be a lot better for them and for us as boxing fans too. But yeah, man, I think PBC like fuck that Fundora fight. This one, I'm a Captain Hook that shit. Like I'm not paying for that, bro. Like fuck, dude, that just trash ass pay-per-view, man.
Yeah, who's on the undercard at this point? Because I know Torres, you guys just said he's not on it anymore.
Yeah,
Because
he's out. I don't even know.
I heard that shit is straight dick.
and I think that might have been the last fight on it that I remember even thinking about that I wanted to watch. I don't get why this fight has been shoved down our throats so much too. Well, not just this fight. I think you said it earlier. Why Keith Thurman himself has been there so much. I see. Maybe it's the PBC monitors like the online chatter because there's some people that still talk about him there. In fact, I think I remember arguing with somebody it wasn't an argument. I gave up after I heard this, but I remember somebody telling me that his fight with Fundora was gonna do like 30 mil or something like that.
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, but besides like the PBC delusionals that are still on Twitter or something, I don't really get who this fight's supposed to be for.
No one. It's out of pure necessity. It's out of pure necessity. See, for Sebastian, right, and for Samson Lukowicz, right. A part of it is okay. Everybody thinks that everything is all cookie crunchy over there. They're fighting to keep fighters under the banner. They're fighting. They're discarding what they know they won't use, what they can't afford anymore. They're like, fuck it. If you want to go, then go. And those guys are going to other places. Like you see David Morrell, his next fight is on Matchroom. He hasn't fought at PBC since the Benavidez fight. So they tell that guy, yeah, do what you got to do. Because, I mean, what the fuck were we going to do with you anyway? We already did the Benavidez fight. For Fundora, who is a champion, right? Samson likely wants to cash him out or do something with him to get some money. So what they tell him is, look, we'll put him on pay-per-view. We'll give him Keith Thurman. And Samson's thinking, okay, well, we fight a little old guy, maybe knock him out, get a little bit of money out of it. It's an easy fight. So he stays. That's what the situation is. That's more or less what happened 6 or 7 years ago with Gervonta Davis. It's not a coincidence that after Matchroom offered him $8 million to go unify with Tevin Farmer at 130, what did the PBC do next? They put him on pay-per-view. They put him Leo Santa Cruz. Like, we don't want him to leave.
The difference.
Yeah, we don't want him to leave because these guys over here are offering him all this money. We don't want him to leave. What can we do to make him stay? We could put him on pay-per-view.
Same thing with Wilder.
Yep, exact same thing with Wilder. They're offering him all this money. fuck it, let's give him a Tyson Fury fight on pay-per-view, Luis Ortiz fight on pay-per-view, and that's what it became.
Is Benavidez still a PBC fighter?
That's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question, because there's no reason. There's
He's
nothing
still associated
over
with
there.
them.
There's nothing over there. You know what I mean? There's nothing. Like, what are you doing over there? Shout out to motherfucking George. Floyd Patterson versus 80s, 90s cruiserweights. What we talking about? Like Holy in them? I would take Kawi, even though he wasn't a cruiserweight. Not really. He was a heavyweight, but I would take Kawi over Floyd Patterson, to be honest with you, bro.
No,
Remember,
Kali was a cruiserweight or a light heavyweight. That dude
what
was
was,
just
what
kind of
was he?
fat.
5'10"? What was he? 5'10"?
Yeah, he wasn't a heavyweight at all. He was just fat.
But he was a little like he was a little guy. Like he wasn't 5'10".
Yeah, he's tiny. He's tiny. He's tiny. He might be 5'9" actually, but yeah,
I would
when he
take
was just
Kawi,
fat, bro.
but I would take Kawi over Floyd Patterson. Floyd was chinny. I would, yeah. I'm not that impressed with Floyd Patterson, bro. I'm really not. Holyfield, Kawi, even David Hay, I would take him over Floyd. I'm saying, bro, David was a big guy at cruiserweight. That was the best David Hay. And yeah, I mean, like you're asking, you don't know who this fight is for. It's purely out of necessity. The whole thing, like, yeah, the whole thing is out of necessity. You know, Sebastian's at a point where there are bigger opportunities. You guys didn't want him to fight Xander. He could have went over there to fight Xander. Well, you didn't want him to go to fight Xander. So you got to give him something to make up for what he is now not making. You know, so you get him Tim Kazoo. You get him a stay busy fight with Cordell Booker. Easy layup. I don't think he got a mill. I don't even think Sebastian got a mill out of that fight. I think if he,
Bro.
I think he's.
Did you even see the seats, bro? They were mad empty seats, bro.
My dude, I think they paid that dude in gift cards and a month free of Pandora.
Yeah, I think Sebastian paid them to have that fight.
I think
For
they paid
real.
him with a Costco membership.
I'm telling you, like what could he have possibly made to fight Cordell Booker in front of 5 people? There was nobody at that fight. And then the tickets for this one they're not selling. So what could he possibly be making for this? The real appeal of Sebastian fighting Keith Thurman is not even the purse. There is no financial incentive. The appeal, which they convinced his dumb ass of, is, oh, you get to fight Keith Thurman. That's the name. You know, and look, he ain't fought in a minute. You know, he's 37. He 5'7", 37.
And did I hear that they try to dangle and did I hear that they try to dangle that Errol Spence fight, you know, in front of Fundora? Like, come on, man. Like, you a champion, bro. Why are you fighting gatekeepers?
Of course they are. And
They might as well get him Gabe Rosado.
He mentioned it himself when he talked to Brian Custer on The Last Stand. He, you know, Errol's coming back. You know, I want to fight him. Like, for what, bro? The fuck do you want? Why the fuck do you want to fight Errol for, bro? What does that prove? That man ain't fought in 3 years. Tiene que ser. Shout out to
using the word gatekeeper too loosely, bro. The gate got to stay closed. I don't think Errol's keeping that gate closed right now. He's not even there.
That's what I was. He's not at the gate, bro. He's in the break room. He's not at the gate. He's in the break room. Shout out to motherfucking George Kawi was 5'5", 5'6". Yeah, he's a little dude, very little dude.
Damn. The fuck?
No, Errol Spence is a gatekeeper, but it's a chain link
You
fence.
gotta lower your voice because you yelling too much.
My bad.
And yeah, it's like if you put Fundora and Spence on pay-per-view, it would not do anything. It wouldn't sell shit. Absolute Z. Like, who's gonna buy that? The dudes that don't have day jobs that be on Twitter? Who's buying that? Who gonna buy that? Ray Jackson? Who was buying that? The only way Spence comes back and makes money and really gets into a second phase of his career is if he leaves PBC. Then it can happen. Only then. That if he does what Boots did, yo, look, I did my thing with PBC. I'm going to go to Matchroom now. If he did that, yes, he absolutely starts making more money. But if you stay over there and you're just over there fighting who's over there, yeah, nothing is going to happen, bro. Nothing is going to happen. Only fight I could think of that they could do that maybe, and that's off of nostalgia, but that's nostalgia among people that don't normally spend money on boxing, because for all the PBC shows, they don't buy anything. Let's just say Keith Thurman wins this fight. This is a Hail Mary. Keith Thurman wins on Saturday. Errol wins in Australia. Maybe you could make them fight on pay-per-view.
Yeah, maybe my father comes back.
Maybe, you know. 150,000 buys, Ray?
If they were both to win, I might give it a bit more than that, to be honest.
Because if Keith won, that would be like a big upset. If he won, like, yeah, that would be a big upset. Big enough that, you know, people are going to start taking him seriously again. Yeah, if he won on Saturday, they would start taking him seriously. And Errol, the thing for Errol is always going to be, well, he lost to Crawford, and Crawford is a generational blah, 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 bling, 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 blah, 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 blah. So they're going to give him a pass for that loss. All he has to do is beat a guy. If he beats Tim Tszyu, he's back on the saddle.
I'm going to be real. If they were both to beat these guys, like if Errol were to beat Tim Tszyu and Keith were to beat Fundora, these would both probably and we're talking about upsets, these would most likely be stoppages. So yeah, I think you would probably be able to get, you might be able to swindle 3.
No, not
maybe, maybe
250, bro. Because the shit is, the guys who got the money still know where to go is the problem. Yeah, you might get 225, 250. But there's a lot of people that have money that still know how to not have to use it. The fuck am I gonna do that for? Better stream East, motherfucker. You know? So
you might just nostalgia them to death, to be honest, though. Like,
you could, and that, see, I would say, as far as fights that the PBC can put together, which is very few, it's very few, because that one already has a stage that has been set since 2016. That's why that's one of the few fights that you could do it. If they both come through, you could do it, because it never happened, because they only really both have one loss apiece, because they're in a very similar age bracket. Even if you think that they're both past it, that would be the American version of Kell Brook versus Amir Khan. That's what that would be, the American version. And yeah, I think people would buy that. Not droves, but they would do numbers like what they did on Showtime, 225, 250. If you're lucky, 3. And that requires, you know, promotion, featurettes. That would require a viral moment. You know, they're sitting down, they're facing each other. Keith's losing hair. Errol looks like he just woke up. You know, he ran from me and I went to the range. Well, I'm Keith Thurman. And one time, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you would have to push it, but I could see 250. And for them, that wouldn't be bad. Because when's the last time a pay-per-view they did 250? Was the last time that happened?
I would say so if they have a stack on the card.
Bro, come on. Abel Ramos is gonna have 3 fights on that undercard, bro.
He's gonna fight both Charlos and Tim Tszyu.
You could guarantee that either Angel Fierro or Abel Ramos, one of them motherfuckers is gonna be on the undercard.
Oh, no, pero espérate, Juice. No te olvides de Pitbull. Oh,
all right,
shit.
Isak, big Pitbull. Oh, now watch out now.
Diablo,
Comes Isaac, bro. Isak, bro. He out here. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Si él se para atrás de un fire hydrant, tú no lo ves.
No, es verdad. Escondido. He's playing hide and seek. But that is one fight only because the stage has been set for it for such a very long time. And because both guys are, we haven't been seeing them get beat the fuck up year after year after year. That in some people's mind, they're not gatekeepers yet. We know that they are because, Brody, if you put Keith in there with Boots, what do you think is going to happen? If you put Errol in there with Virgil, what do you think is going to happen? If you put any one of these 2 old men from welterweight in there with any live dog at 154, they lose. They are gatekeepers right now, but on paper they're not. So you can still sell it. They both only have 1 loss apiece to bona fide Hall of Famers and Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford. So that still makes them mildly marketable. And it really helps that is a fight Errol Spence Jr. wanted for a very long time, and it never happened.
Yeah, it's for the rubes.
Yeah, give him a title to fight for, and yeah, you can absolutely sell that. Give him and you know, if Keith were to win, he would be WBC junior middleweight champion. The question, Ray, if he wins, is he on your pound for pound list?
Fuck no. What am I hearing?
The fuck
Did
do
you
you
really
mean?
try to
Fuck
shoehorn that shit
no.
in?
Yes, I'm
Fuck no.
shoehorning
That's
it.
what I just said.
No?
No, Keith Thurman.
Two-weight world champion.
Cool.
You know that would actually be the first guy he won a belt from. No. Actually, no. It would be
Second guy he beat one of
beat
them.
Danny Garcia, bro.
No.
Sean Porter,
Don't
bro.
care. That wasn't a champion at the time either.
Diego Chavez. I'm not frozen. I'm waiting.
But you were scrambled. Kind of like the sex channels, like back in the days.
Somebody trying to block the signal. They don't want you to see these titties. You wouldn't put him like at 10. You wouldn't.
No, I don't think my 10 spot is probably way better than he is. I'm almost positive about that.
Who do
I
you have at 10? Who do you have at 10?
I have to check. I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone like, it's not Lopez because he just lost.
Is it Collazo?
It might be Ricardo Sandoval or something.
I mean, look, I'm not a Keith Thurman fan. I'm not. And I don't think he's going to win, by the way. I think he's going to get splattered. I think this is the last stand of Keith Thurman. I honestly do. But if he were to win, kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. Year layoff, 37 years old. Keith Thurman can't be more than 5'7" if he's not 5'8". He's not a big guy. He never was. The discrepancy in height is gonzo, you know? Everything is stacked against him. If he won, that would be kind of a big deal.
Look, it's a big if. If he does win, right, I would say he would round out your top 10 on your pound for pound list.
I forgot who I have at 10. Lara. I would remove Lara for Keith. I absolutely would.
Why do you have Lara on yours, by the way?
Lara's there. Lara's argument is not simply resume, but longevity. Now, there is angling that right now, I could easily replace Lara with Collazo. You know what I mean? Because he's a champion. I think he's unified. I could do that. But Lara's mostly there as a placeholder due to his longevity, that this guy's in his mid-40s, bro. But he's still a champion. He's been a champion at 2 weights. So I give him grace for that. But he's only there up until such a time as I can find someone who can replace him. And that won't take long. That's not going to take long. The real reason he's there is because Crawford retired, Canelo was ejected, Teofimo was ejected. So it created 3 vacancies. Let me get the door. That's my daughter.
Yeah, that kind of happened to me for my pound for pound list, but I did just fill it with Collazo and Sandoval since I'm pretty sure Sandoval had beaten a guy.
Y'all talking about a top 10 pound for pound Keith Thurman?
No, Jules is. I'm saying that a top 10 pound for pound Keith Thurman doesn't exist.
No. There were 4 vacancies created, not just 3. Crawford retired, Canelo got ejected, Teofimo got ejected, and Junto doesn't have a belt, so he got ejected. So I had to find a placeholder. Lara's the placeholder. But you have to admit, singularly, Keith Thurman beating Thurman-Fundora under these circumstances would be bigger than any win on Lara's resume.
Comeback fighter of the year.
There's a legitimate argument to like, yeah, Lara, you never had the deck stacked against you like that. Keith Thurman has
bullshit.
How do you figure? Oh wait, Paul Williams, right?
Yeah, Paul Williams. He was not. Yeah. He hasn't been favored in damn near most of his big fights. Fuck most of them. All of them.
I get that, but he didn't. Look, we know that he really
Jarrett Hurd.
Wait. We know that he really won against Paul Williams. He got fucking jerked. He did. He got fucking jerked. But what if Keith does to Sebastian what Mendoza did? That would make it bigger than any win Lara ever had. Everything is against you, bro. You're smaller, you're older, you're less active. you haven't done shit at this weight. You haven't done anything, bro. The Brock Jarvis shit doesn't even count. That's not a fucking junior middleweight. If he were to go in there in Mendoza, Fundora, yeah, that's kind of a big deal. That's kind of a big deal. What do you think's going to happen on Saturday, Ray? What do you think's going to happen on Saturday?
Keith gets stopped, or he runs around and loses on decision.
Jose, what happens on Saturday?
Fundora and Thurman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I feel so sorry for Thurman, man. If Thurman pulled this up, man, oh my god,
crazy.
He's gonna retire again.
No, because what he would do, irrespective of a Spence fight, which would be the biggest and safest fight that he could have at junior middleweight. No, I don't expect him to fight Boots or Virgil. But he could fight Tim Tszyu because they were already supposed to fight. Except now you either do it in America and nobody buys it and you don't make any money, or you go down to Australia and it becomes an event. Because, down there it would be an event. Down there you could do it like, maybe even a stadium because it's for a title. Maybe a stadium. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun. But yeah, you could do that. He has options. He has other options that he can exercise.
Si eso te ayuda a dormir, está bien.
Why does it have to be about me, bro? He can fight. I'm not telling you these are great ideas, Jose. I'm not telling you these are great ideas. It's just that we know what he's not gonna do. We know what he's not gonna do.
No, but the thing about Keith Thurman is like, regardless what happens, he is one of PBC's homegrown, so they're gonna take care of him regardless. If he loses, he's still gonna have that Errol Spence fight. If Errol Spence loses, they're still gonna fight each other. They're gonna squeeze those oranges as much as
maybe because Errol, la vaina con Errol, and the reason that I liken it to the Kell Brook and Amir Khan is because Errol doesn't want to give him the satisfaction. That's why there's always it's an obvious fight for them to make if Errol does come back, which he still hasn't, by the way. We don't even have a fight day.
El único problema es, man, que even though they have a little bit of a background, as you remember back in the days when Errol used to call Thurman out, whatever the case may be, and the Mayweather fiasco, blah, blah, blah. They have a little bit of background, but it's not as interesting to fill up the Texas Stadium, right? But the thing about Kell Brook and Amir Khan is in the UK kids, and you know how the UK gets behind the fighters, it's way different. Well, UK and Australia.
Scale.
Well, they have
scale, bro. Scale. That Amir Khan versus Kell Brook, even though they were over the hill, it was big. And I think it would still be bigger than Spence and Thurman, but the American equivalent of that fight is Spence and Thurman.
Sí, pero que, man, esa vaina, that rivalry between Kell Brook and Amir Khan, people don't talk about enough, but that shit was big, man.
No, that shit was big.
Them motherfuckers hate each other since they were kids.
No, pero and Errol, I agree with you. These two guys don't hate each other that much. Spence and Thurman, they don't hate each other that much, but it's there. The animosity.
The thing about them too is I think at the end Spence wanted to fight him, but then he just feels sorry for Thurman when he was at the top. He felt sorry, but at the same time he felt disgusted. It's like, yo, now you're calling me out when you at the bottom.
Para mí, lo que yo vi después de la pelea con Crawford, se pone a hablar Thurman. Que, maybe I could fight, and that's where he's disgusted. Ahí es que él no le quiere darle the satisfaction that, now you want to fight, right? Yeah, now that I fought Crawford and now that I lost, now all of a sudden. Y por eso, that's the problem. Like, Brody, I don't need to fight you, I could come back, I could fight that Australia. I'll come back, I don't know, but I don't need to fight you. I may not give you that.
The thing is, I think it was even before, because I think Thurman, as soon as he lost the WBA belt against Pacquiao, he started calling everyone out, and that's when this guy felt disgusted. He's like, "Yo, I mean, come on."
He was even saying shit like, "You better not duck me, son." Like, really, bro?
Yeah, but that was like with Malinashi bullshit. Don't duck me, son. I was like, yo, somebody give him a pistol into his fucking thumb.
The original motherfucker he ducked was Kell Brook for me. That's the original motherfucker. Yeah, like you never shouted across no room, across no auditorium for no Kell Brook fight.
Man, outside of what's his name, Sean Porter, no, and Spence, nobody wanted the business with Kell Brook. That motherfucker was docked. When he took
No,
that
yeah, he
belt,
was docked.
that
He was docked.
when he took the IBF to Australia, nobody wanted the smoke. That's why I gave that
UK.
credit to Errol. Yeah,
UK.
once he took that shit, man, over Australia, that
No, porque también he was Spence before Spence, in the sense that he was a big welterweight who hit hard, who could box. You know, like Kell was a good Kell. It's a
yeah.
little bit of a shame when it comes to Kell, because like, nah, Kell was actually a really good
Man,
He should
welterweight.
have just
They
gone to
didn't wanna-
54.
Can somebody tell me or show me the first time Kell Brook is being outboxed? Never.
The thing
Never.
is,
You have to
if
kill that motherfucker.
Ray, he couldn't have went to 54 at that. Well, he could have to get his ass beat. Because look at who was there.
To who?
Charlo's, Lara.
No, yo creo que lo hubiera hecho
Nope,
bien
nope,
todavía.
nope, nope.
Nah, I
Here's
think
what I'm
he
gonna
would've
say,
done
right?
You bugging.
If you
I think
have
no.
bugging,
a
homie.
Kell
Te
Brook
digo
that's
por qué.
not weight
He was
drained,
gonna beat Lara. He's gonna beat
no,
Lara.
no, maybe
Here's the
not
thing,
Lara,
Jules.
maybe
Now,
not
here's the
Lara.
thing, Jules. I'm gonna give you that one because remember, when he moved up from welterweight to middleweight, he fucked up because he fought what's his name, Triple G, and fucked off his orbital bone.
Okay,
But
pero
if you
dímelo.
54,
Él le gana a Jared Hurd. No, bro.
Yes.
No.
No, genuinely, because we're saying no, you're talking from the perspective of, yo, I've seen a weight drained, beat up Kell Brook that went up and he fought Triple G, got his ass beat and
That's
stuff.
not even what I'm saying. Let's say he doesn't fight Triple G. He stays unbeaten, but he doesn't fight Errol either. He decides, I'm leaving welterweight. I'm moving up. Hurd fought a bigger man. Lara is bigger than Hurd physically. He's a bigger puncher Lara is bigger than Brook. He's a bigger puncher than Brook. Arguably
agree.
a better boxer than Brook. Hurd walked him down, bro. He walked him down. He wouldn't do that to Brook.
So counterpoint: one, Lara is old. Two, even while being old, he was still able to stun Hurd a bunch of times. Three, even while being old and stunning Hurd a bunch of times, that fight was like a split decision.
My God,
why are we going to pretend like he dominated him?
You think that if Lara couldn't keep, and Lara can punch, if Lara couldn't keep Hurd off, you're telling me Brook would have kept him off?
I'm not saying he's going to keep him off the entire fight, but I think he's got a good chance of outboxing him. Like Hurd's never really been like beating guys.
La gente no dice esto, pero or no mention this enough. But Hurd never was the same after he fought Lara. That's when he started being slow and, like, porque le dio CTS, loco. No te creas.
No, pero de verdad, después de esa pelea, él estaba acabado. He was like, after that fight, when he comes back and he doesn't, I don't know if you guys remember the Jason Wellborn fight?
Yeah.
That was after the Lara fight. He's trying to use the jab. He's trying to get on his shoes, the weirdest shit ever. Like,
Lara le dio más golpe que el diablo. People forget, man. He got a lucky punch. I got the knockdown, but nah, man.
Now, I'm telling you, if Lara, and I always give Lara this because I hate pure boxers, but I always give Lara this. That man could punch. That man got power. A lot of pure boxers don't have power. He does. If he couldn't keep Hurd off of him, Brook's not keeping Hurd off him, bro. Hell no. Hell no. Hurd is a goddamn light heavyweight the night of the fight.
Pero oye lo que pasa con Lara.
We're still
the difference
saying,
between
though,
Lara and Kell Brook is like Kell Brook hit better in his punches. And another example was when he fought Triple G again. There were times that I actually heard Triple G and he picked up Triple G off his feet with an uppercut. You know what I mean?
Listen, bro. You guys are fucking crazy, bro.
I don't know. It's like, and that's the worst
Charlo
possible.
brothers. He's beating the Charlo brothers.
Whoa.
At least one.
And here's where I say this.
Loco,
if we're talking about Jermell, absolutely.
Get out of
Corey
here,
Harrison
bro.
whooped his ass twice.
Thank you. Yo, why are we trying to pretend?
Yo, Tony Harrison is mad bigger than Kell Brook.
Sí, pero igual. Same thing, bro.
I watched that fight. I was watching
Harrison
get bullied.
Hold on. Harrison whooped Charlo's ass 10-2 the first fight. The second fight, Charlo was losing, and then he knocked him out. And then he knocked him out. So
Look,
Charlo lost the first Castano fight. He lost that shit.
No. He did.
Lost that shit.
I concede that, but Kell Brook is not a pressure fighter like Brian Castano. So
Y después que Charlo no vio más nadie que pudo abusar en 154, ¿qué él hizo?
Espera,
Se fue para 168.
you're telling me Kell Brook is about 5'9", generous 5'9", 5'10"ish. He's around there. He's not a huge guy. You were huge for welterweight. About 5'9", 5'10", somewhere around there. Yeah, you'd put on some muscle. You'd probably punch a little bit harder at 154. These guys at 154 are not junior middleweights, dog. Hurt is not a fucking junior middleweight, bro. The Charlos are not fucking junior middleweights, bro. Those guys are middleweights and super middleweights the night of the fight. He's not beating those guys. And I like Kell Brook, but like, nah, he's not beating them guys. Y'all crazy.
Kell Brook used to walk around 190, man. I don't know. Kell Brook is big as
Charlo
shit. I don't know.
Day, I don't think he's shown me like
Kell Brook is 5'10"
he can outbox
himself, man.
anybody.
What are you talking about?
Well, Jamal anyway.
He would. Kell Brook goes up there. You know what would happen? He goes up there. Liam Smith's got the WBO title, and he goes up there. He fights Liam Smith. He beats him. Then he feels good. He comes to America. He fights one of these fucking guys. They beat the shit out of him, bro. Just not as fast as Gennady. Just not as fast as Gennady. Gennady did it in 5 to an unbeaten Brook. No injuries, rehydrated, healthy, strong. It took him 5. I believe it would take them 10 or 11. It happens later, but get out of here, bro.
You watching this shit too? It's like, yo, these guys have gone through a decent amount of decisions too.
That fight that one of the Charlos lost against that random Russian never happened, right?
That too.
What Charlo brother lost?
El grande, el viejo, el drogadito.
That was at middleweight, bro.
No, that was 154. That was 154. That one he wasn't Golden Boy.
Matvey Korobov.
That was at middleweight, I think. I'm fairly sure.
That was at middleweight, bro. That was at middleweight, bro. Shout out to
how much do you want to push this size thing though? Like we out here giving credit to dudes on size for like what? That dude was on 8 rounds before he fought Charlo.
Hold on. Let me do this. I don't bet against Marvin. I don't do that. So I got Marvin. That was Marvin against Ezra Charles, for those who don't know. Mr. Classic said during the Wellborn fight that it became clear Hurd would be cooked against the guy who can fight close range. Wellborn just lacked punching power. Yeah, he looked fucking weird in that fight. Virtuoso said after Golovkin smashed Brook's face, he said he's not middleweight because he's straight up small for the weight. What are we? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what y'all got him beating the Charlos and like what fucking Brook did I? Is there another Brook? Because the Brook
I didn't say Lara. I said Charlos. I said Charlos and Hurd.
I think I metió la mano Wick Ching Harrison twice. Fucking Castano beat you once.
Pero espera, dos cosas, manín, dos cosas. One,
porque le ganaste banana.
Espera. Tony Harrison es mucho más grande que Kell Brook. Tony Harrison is a lot taller than him, has more reach and power. You forget that Tony Harrison has a lot of knockouts.
Just wasn't he getting outboxed by Julian Jackson's son before he stopped him?
Yeah, but
I swear he was getting outboxed by Julian Jackson's son.
Bro, I don't know what y'all think Kell Brook is made of, but
it's not even about like the power of the size. It's about like at least myself. It's because Kell Brook, at least when a Charlo comes, those motherfucking get out the way. They can't stop a jab to save their lives or straight. That's why Harrison beat that Charlo twice. Well, not twice, but once.
Yes, but it.
Y es el pan con mantequilla Kell Brook.
You're not listening. You're not listening. Yes, Tony has a good jab, and he was able to interrupt Jermel with the jab, granted, but Tony had the height to do that safely. Kell Brook's not winning the battle with the jabs, bro. He's like, nah, not with them.
Tampoco.
Castaño's the pressure fighter, bro. Eso no es la misma vaina.
He beat him, though. Oh, my God. Charlo only couldn't beat him after the shoulder surgery.
All right, you know what
I just sé que Charlo primo tuyo, man. I get it.
No, I just found this out today. Listen, I thought I liked Kell Brook. These fucking guys, they fucking love Kell Brook.
I don't like that Kell Brook that much. Listen, Kell Brook drank his trainer's sweat. I don't like this motherfucker. I think he's gaining a coke addict. Okay.
You don't
But
have to
I
think
have
he sniffs coke. We know he does. Remember when he sniffed the
Y lo hace delante de ti. He's on a batch about it.
You don't give a fuck.
Y le lambía el sudor a su trainer, ese asqueroso.
Yeah, he's fucking gross. I think him and Dominic Ingle are fucking. I really do.
Mira, yo pensaba que beberse la pipi era malo, pero I think that was worst.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't think I think Kel beats a Liam Smith. There's a chance. Now here's one that I think he could have won. This is one that I think he honest to God could have won. He would have honest to God outboxed this guy. Is Jaime Munguia. He would have outboxed Jaime at 54? Yeah. Why? Dennis Hogan was fucking him up. Dennis Hogan was tearing his ass up. And Dennis Hogan is a domestic level Aussie fighter, bro. That dude ain't never been nothing.
Lo que pasa con Jaime Munguia no es outboxing Jaime Munguia. Survive on outboxing Jaime Munguia. Because that's how Chris that motherfucker hits you.
Yes.
Many times that he lost fights. He won fights, but he was losing.
Espera un momento. If Dennis Hogan could, they had to rob Hogan, bro. Do you remember that fight? The little dude, they had to rob Hogan to give it to Munguia.
Claro, mi niño.
Okay, if they had to rob Hogan, yeah, Brook could win that fight. Yeah, he could have at 54. He could have won that fight. Yeah, but not the Charlos, and it's not even because I like them dudes. It's like, come on, dog. Them dudes is not junior middleweights, bro.
The Charlos are listen, Jules. They're not beating the allegations, okay?
Listen, bro. They beat
okay.
Brook, bro.
Listen, one of the Charlos is trained with one of my childhood heroes, which is Joan Guzman, okay? So I should be more connected with this motherfucker. And I see where he's at.
Pero no es que me gusta, no me gusta. It's that like, yeah, all right, now y'all think Kell Brook is Goku or some shit.
Yo no creo que el
no,
Goku,
no. You're misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding. Yeah, that's what it is. Those guys are not like that. They have never been like that.
With a fantastic Ronnie Shields, right?
I don't think. Listen, I don't think they're like that. But at junior middle, there's a huge discrepancy between that cycle of welterweights and that cycle of junior middles. It's like it's noticeable, bro. They're like, look at Keith Thurman. That guy's like 5'7", bro. Look at Sean Porter, kind of the same. Look at Danny Garcia, right? Look at Kel. Kel was big at welterweight because he was like 5'9". That was big at welterweight. These
also,
fucking guys,
big ass muscles.
No, he did. No, he was a big kid, granted. But those guys of that cycle of junior middleweights, those guys were not real junior middleweights. Those were middleweights and super middleweights who were hiding at 54. I would argue that this cycle is actually more moderate. And this cycle, these are junior middleweights, these guys that you see running around now, but not 6'1" Charlo brothers. Bro, why the fuck is y'all at 154? Why is Jarrett Hurd, who walks around at two and change, why the fuck is this big motherfucker at 154?
Hey, Jules, side note, apparently Jai has been stripped again.
I saw.
Just now.
I'm gonna go in on that later. I'm gonna go in on that later on the relay. George said Kell Brook versus Vinny Paz at junior middle. We know who these motherfuckers gonna pick.
I don't remember Vinny Paz at junior middle.
You remember the Pazmanian Devil?
I remember him at like, what was that, 40 or 47? That's the only fights I've seen of him.
Shout out to Virtuoso. Dake Jonovan just reported that Jai got stripped. Well, here comes the lawsuit. But I'm going to talk about it on the relay. I'm going to get into it. But what happens now is what happens now, closing out this live, there's likely going to be a lawsuit, and Jai has a case.
I'd be surprised though.
The case is Virtuoso. The angle that the case. I mean Virtuoso. The case is Ray. The angle. This is an abuse of power. All necessary protocols were observed. They're going to go into your bylaws. They're going to see where in there does it say that we can't hold the title with this organization, otherwise ours is forfeit. Then if you try to use that angle as a defense, well, we don't recognize the Zuffa belt. Well, you don't recognize the IBO, but you never stripped anybody for that. Oh, well, you're trying to form a league. What league? The bill hasn't been passed yet. We're not in a league. Jai's not in a league. Even if we do have fighters that are going to fight in a league, He's not one of them. He was your champion before he came to us. They fucked up. I think they fucked up.
I don't think you do this unless you can cover your ass. That's why I don't think that it's there, because it's like there's certain, you wouldn't make something like this if you were like, yo, we can 100% get sued for this and we're 100% gonna be in a case where we're gonna lose. Like I think they have something to cover their ass for this.
I think they believe they have something to cover their ass. I think they believe that they are protected via their own bylaws because they reserve the right. They do so with discretion. You can see it all in their bylaws in the language that we reserve the right. You know, we convene, blah blah blah. You're empowering yourself to make decisions on a whim. You're empowering yourself, but just because you wrote that doesn't mean it's not an abuse of power. They paid you. You accepted it. They paid you. He didn't break any of your rules. So we'll see. You know, on that note, I gotta go, fellas. I'll see you on the late night boxing talks.
Tato.